Let's move to the offensive line with Alfred Edwards. A few spots look like are possible to be filled on this offensive line. Give us a rundown of how that looks going to this year, Alfred.
Well, we got a couple guys that have experience that we just need to step up to fill up that spot. But I feel like I said, everybody has experience. There's a lot of dudes that play in games, whether it be here or at other schools. So I'm pretty confident we're going to get those spots filled.
What was your experience like last year to have so much positive stuff happen in a year? What has that done to you? I mean, you're a graduate senior, so you obviously could have decided by now, okay, I've played enough college football or whatever, but you keep going on. What got you back and what motivates you towards this year with what happened last year?
Well, Coach A just came in, and we just had such a great season, brought a really good culture here, and it was just fun to play with, you know. That's the forefront of football, just have fun. So just want to continue that this year, and plus school, just get some more school in, graduate with another degree. So it was just a win-win situation for me.
So what are you working on? What's your other degree?
MBA.
You excited about that?
Yes, sir. I'm going to graduate in December.
Wow. Again, that's good stuff. I know you've always been on some of those academic lists. Has class always been that important? Where did that come from for Alfred Edwards?
Class has always been important to me because of my parents. They instilled in me at a very young age that grades were very important. And then it started with me early, and then it just got easier and easier as I went along because I was already used to being on a good program with my parents. Mm-hmm. So all credit to them.
Alfred, you've been here for a few years. Right now, college football's got this whole deal going on with guys staying somewhere and then they move or whatever. What has this been like to come here and be like they talk about a development guy who comes in here, earns a spot, and started to play pretty young, but what has that been like?
I just had a really great experience at USU so far. One thing I tell kids right now is don't commit to a coaching staff, commit to a program. This is a great community, great facilities, great program overall, good people here. So that's what really has kept me here. And like you said, I started playing early, and I've really just enjoyed the experience overall.
Last year, the offensive line, I mean, you were there, it seemed like most of the games, as I remembered. I think you started most of the time. There were a few guys that had to kind of go in and out a little bit. Do injuries on the offensive line, I mean, I think people outside looking in at football think, okay, just put another guy in there. It's not that easy, is it, on the offensive front?
No, it's not. That's why it's important to have guys that can play multiple positions in offensive line. That's critical because we're playing a very violent position in a violent sport. So people are going to get hurt. People are going to get dinged up. You hope it's not too bad. You hope guys can come back, but stuff is going to happen. So last year we did a great job of shifting guys around into spots where they can still play at a high level, and it worked out in the end.
So do you feel like you have to you're obviously a leader. I'm sure a lot of people look at you on this football team as a leader. Are you a vocal type leader? Do you have to be that way, or do you do it more with your work ethic?
I feel like I'm one of those dudes when I say something, people pay attention because I'm not a very outgoing vocal person like that. But
so when you say something, it's pretty important.
Exactly.
I think that's really good. And then, Alfred, what about the whole group on the line? I mean, there's Jacobs back, Chandler Dolphin's back. What do you see with the offensive front? Mention some of the other guys that we might see in there this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of great leadership in there. We also got Wade Meacham back. He's probably going to be a key guy this year. Poulet, a guy that I really like, came as a freshman, is Waylon. He's done a very, very good job in the spring. So I'm really excited about this group.
And are you excited about going back and defending being a champion, or does that, do you just, okay, it's a whole new season, that doesn't mean anything, we just got to go prove it again, or what?
Obviously, that was a great experience winning a championship, but it's going to be even harder this year. So we're going to have to lock in even more, going to have to play even harder this year. So it's going to be another fun experience to see what happens.
One other thing I wanted to ask you, and I just thought about this a second ago when I asked you about a group of offensive linemen. You kind of have to be a group, and they seem to like to stick with five. Nowadays in college football, you play defensive linemen every play who play 2 or 3 plays, then they run out and they try to change. They're always fresher maybe than offensive linemen. Is that fair?
Well, the offense we like to run guys off the field. Mm-hmm. So yeah, even when they sub out, they got to come back in eventually, and they're going to get tired again. So that's a good thing about our offense.
But isn't it interesting how offensive lines need to stick together, and they want to play 5 if they can play them the whole game, and then defensive lines, they want to play as many snaps for everybody as they can.
Yeah, well, they'll say it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot harder playing D line, but but those guys run around a lot, so they got to sub in and out.
And there is a lot. There's a lot that goes into playing offensive line that I don't think a lot of us ever understand that you probably learned.
Exactly. There's a whole lot of athleticism that people don't think about, and a whole lot of intelligence. We got to know really what everybody else is doing, make calls, see blitzes. It's a lot.
How big are you now as compared to when you came to Utah State?
When I came to Utah State, I'm probably the same height. I'm about 6'7", so I've been the same height. And then I came in, I used to play around 310. Now I'm around 325.
But it's a lot different body, isn't it? Or do you feel a lot different?
I definitely feel a lot different. Came in, I was basically a kid. I came in when I was 17, so it was a lot of baby fat, not a whole lot of muscle, but now it's a lot more muscle.
Well, we look forward to having a big year for you, Alfred, in this offense. I mean, it's so fun to watch last year, and we hope it keeps going again. Good luck to you. And again, appreciate all you've done.
All right, thank you.